We're here in Santa Monica College.
Then I told everybody that one day I'm going to be an Olympian. And of course, people would laugh and make jokes.
Switching it up a little bit, talking to the track athletes, this is more than just running on the beach.
Yeah, now I've represented Team USA, I don't know how many times, and went to the Olympics.
This is some insane workout routines, and we've got people lined up that nobody else really gets to see.
I got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Or hear about, and we're getting their stories.
Yeah.
And what do you think the top tips you would give to people to master speed? And three-time Olympian, what distance and what does that mean to you?
I ran 800 meters a long time ago, so 2004, 8 and 12. The running meant a lot to me because it helped me meet a lot of people, realize how great I am.
Was the Olympics always an end goal for you?
We didn't have television in my house, so one day I was walking around and I saw people watching on TV and I asked, what are you guys watching? And we were watching the Olympics. What is that? Then I started watching. Then I told everybody that one day I'm going to be an Olympian. And of course, people would laugh and make jokes of you. Yeah. But for some reason, I thought soccer was going to take me to the Olympics. Until one day when I was punished for making noise in the classroom, the punishment was to run around the track, and I found out I can run. From that time, I never lost any race until I came to America. And then 2004, when I qualified to make the Olympics, it was something that I never thought it would ever happen. And then when I stepped on that track the first day, that's when I realized this is big. And then also I was still, I think I was sophomore in college. They put all the posters at school, everybody was like, high praise, Olympics. That's when I realized it's a really big thing.
What was your routine like and your schedule like with training and eating and diet and workouts?
Every day I would wake up at 5, have my breakfast, then 7 a.m. I go for practice for 2 hours, go back home, rest, take a break, and then in the evening around 3 p.m. we go for practice again, and then I would make sure I eat before 9 p.m. and also go to bed at least 2 hours after I eat. So it went on and like that.
And how strict was your diet with it all?
How strict was it? Yeah, it was strict. Eating right is very important. Yeah.
And what do you think the top tips you would give to people to master speed and stuff like that?
One thing is you have to believe in yourself. And then also, if you can't win with talent, triumph with effort. So talent alone is not enough.
And how fast was your 800?
Well, unofficially I ran 144, but then officially 145. Yeah.
And when it gets painful through that stuff, what are you telling yourself to push past the pain?
The pain is going to be there. I told myself, it doesn't matter what happens. I know I'm going to get the pain. It's only temporary. Yeah. Once I cross the line, I'm going to cry a little bit, but eventually you see me smiling and stuff like that.
And how important do you think the weight room is?
Unfortunately, I was a different athlete. I've never been in the weight room before, and I have no idea what goes on there. But I understand it's very, very important because it helps you avoid injuries and unnecessary injuries.
What would you tell the younger athletes that are growing right now within track and field and running? What advice could you give them?
Be true to yourself also, and then be disciplined and trust your coaches and trust the training that you're given.
You've been on a hell of a journey.
Yeah.
Kind of take us through what started you with running and your experience through where you are now.
Oh man, how much time do we have? Well, this summer I'm celebrating 10 years as a professional runner. Track wasn't for me at the beginning, but now I've represented Team USA, I don't know how many times, and went to the Olympics. And, actually this summer I launched my own professional track team. All that to say is my why and my motivation, everything has changed a lot over the years. So I think I'll answer that from this today. My motivation is more just to create a space in the sport that I wish existed 10 years ago when I went pro.
Did you ever see yourself getting this far?
A lot of my teammates back then were telling their stories about when they were a little kid and they were watching the Olympics on TV and they made it a goal then and there. When they were 6 years old, I'm gonna do that one day. And I remember looking at them being really? You actually manifested this? That's crazy. That was just never on my radar. And that was me. As a kid, I was just doing sports and I loved being active, but I didn't even know what the Olympics were. And I actually really feel for high school kids now because they cannot put their head in the sand and like pretend like it doesn't exist. It's just so hard to do that now, and so I feel like they're constantly inundated with all that and kind of putting all those expectations and goals and pressure on them at like a really young age. I just don't think that's like healthy, and I think it can ruin some of the joy. So anytime I get a chance to like tell younger kids, like, you don't have to know where you're going, and you just try your best.
What is your daily routine like, day to day?
Usually the week looks like Monday, easy run, Tuesday, threshold. Sometimes we do threshold on the track in the morning, threshold on the bike in the afternoon. I also usually do weights that day. And then Wednesday, Thursday are easy runs and some drills. And then Friday is like a faster speed session on the track. Saturday is my day off. My new thing is no phone Saturday, which it's Saturday today and I'm holding my phone, so it's not a good look. And then Sunday is long run.
If you could go back and tell your 18-year-old self something, what would it be?
Oh gosh, enjoy it while you can, girl. Ain't gonna be like that forever. It's kind of, I'm grappling with this whole thing right now about like the idea that it's never gonna be enough. Like, I think at that time it was like, okay, I made the Olympics and I made the final and then I was 8th, and then immediately after finishing I was like, I'm coming back in 4 more years and I'm gonna do better. And if I could go back, I wish I'd just been like, just fuck 4 years from now. Just like go to the opening ceremonies, go to the closing ceremonies, go trade pins in the Olympic. Like, you might never do it again, you know? And I think at the time I was just like, oh, this is, you know, this doesn't really matter because it's going to be better the next. Like, you're always looking towards the next thing. Even now, I'm still guilty of doing that. But I feel like if I could have just told myself to like, you might never go again, just like really live it the frick up. So yeah.
So my goal is to go to LA 28, then I'm done after that.
Yeah. What type of distances are you running? What times are you looking towards?
I'm at like 148, 147 right now. Then my 400 has been 46 slow for some time now, and I have these 3 years to do everything that I can.
What is your daily regimen like in terms of training with workouts and diet and everything like that?
Tuesday might be speed to speed endurance day, and then Friday is usually like a threshold day, you know. Saturday or Sunday is my long run, you know. In terms of like my other regimens, I mean, I avoid junk food, yeah, but I can pretty much eat anything. Maybe that's why I haven't run fast, but I'm not one of those guys like go to bed at 9 p.m, wake up at this time. It's like,
what is that mental game like, reaching for these big goals?
it's just, for me, it's looking back where I come from, you know? Along the way, I've been able to achieve certain things that were thought to be impossible. Doesn't matter what everybody else sees, what everybody else says. Like, deep down my heart, me and my intuition know that I've been through worse and like I've overcome that.
Where did you come from, and what continues to fuel that to look back and be like, this is only up from here?
I come from Zambia. When I was in high school, I was mid for every sport. We had what we called sports day. That's the only day we competed against. When sports day came, I was ready. I got second in the school. So when I got second, I was like, I kept on running. Then I ended up going to get third in the nation in the 200. And then I kept at it. Then later on, something happened. I found myself running a 4x4. I caught a guy and somebody was like, you're fast in the 4. US came calling and here I am. So last year, I got inducted into the Hall of Fame for Cumberland.
Wow.
Track and field. I was their first ever national champion. And just the way they treat me and look at me, like, despite not the times that I've run are not that fast compared to the world, but just that Hall of Fame feeling was special, and winning a national championship was also special.